Amla, Ankh! The shout rings out in Halid across the plain. Attack the eye, you fool! The eye! But it's too late. As the young Kelid boy looks back at his commander in confusion, the massive metal creature on the ground behind him suddenly surges back up, electricity crackling over its entire surface. It grabs the boy's green-tipped spear in one hand, and his entire head in the other. It squeezes once, quickly, and there's a sickening, wet crunch. Idiot! The speaker races forward, revealing himself as a massive, heavily muscled Kelid with long black hair, holding a gleaming green sword in his right hand. In a single, fluid, practiced motion, he slices the creature's arm off at the elbow. As the arm releases the sky copper-tipped spear, his left hand shoots out and grabs it just below the haft. He thrusts the spear into the single glowing ruby eye of the creature. Sparks explode out, along with a gout of shimmering, viscous liquid, and the creature collapses once more to the ground, dropping the still twitching body of young Kolak. The muscled warrior looks down at the body, grimaces, and drives his sword directly into the center of his chest. The sky copper-coated bronze blade easily slides through the boy's sternum, pierces his heart, killing him instantly. The spasms stop. The man kneels down beside the body, saying a prayer under his breath. He breaks off the tip of Kolak's spear. Sky copper is too rare and too valuable to waste, especially now, and lays the broken shaft on top of his body. He carefully folds the boy's small arms over the spear shaft, closes his one remaining eye, and does his best to wipe his face clean of the blood that's still slowly seeping out. Bring me his bedroll. One of the other young trainees rushes forward with Kolak's camp gear.
Commander Vargas Kal, what was that?
Vargas takes the kit from the boy, Gorel, and sets it in front of him. As he rummages around it for the bedroll with his left hand, his right grips his sword tighter.
I know you said they can heal, but Kolak definitely dealt it a more...
Gorel is cut off mid-sentence as Vargas suddenly drives the hilt of his sword into the boy's gut. The air rushes out of his lungs and he collapses, unable to even scream. Idiots! All of you! Finally finding the bedroll amid the ridiculous clutter of Kolak's supplies. I told them only to bring what they need to survive, he thinks to himself. Vargas rips it out of the pack and spins angrily to face the rest of his recruits. I told all of you about that ability of theirs. I clearly said these creatures can heal themselves, and that they can even do it after a killing blow. Unless you stab the eye! He bellows out these last three words, punctuating each by pointing his sword at a different recruit. None of them would meet his eyes. Our sovereign, Evath Kul, is planning to lay siege to Starfall in less than 3 months' time. The heretics in that Gorm-forsaken city are protected by dozens of these monsters. Some of our reports even claim hundreds, and while I seriously doubt that they have that many, if even one of them is enough to end a fight with one of our warriors in a mutual kill, we will lose. Again he thrusts his blade at the teens before him. Had he ever been as naive, as slow and inept as these children? Most of them were barely a decade younger than himself, but they acted as though they were still staying in their mother's tents. But this would be a lesson they'd not soon forget. And Kolak had nearly defeated that automaton one-on-one. He had to admit that he himself would have had trouble with such a feat at that age, and Kolak was far from his star pupil. There was hope for these children yet. Go gather wood. We'll set up Kolak's pyre, then end our training for today. We start back up at dawn tomorrow. Be ready. Vargas looked back down at the body of a boy at his feet, and a grim smile formed on his face. Yes, he would turn these recruits into warriors. He would do his part for his sovereign, and he would claim his clan's place in history. This is Pod Against the Machine.
Against the machine. Against the machine.
Welcome back to Pod Against the Machine, the only Pathfinder actual play podcast that has an in-character audience that is predisposed to hate the party. I'm your host, and here's everybody.
Yay.
Hello. If they only got to know us, Sam.
Quite charming.
You're also energetic.
Hey, Sam.
Hi. Feeling good?
Feeling great.
Think you're
All of this is going so well.
gonna win the fight, I think.
Oh, yeah. Please. Please.
I mean, we're going to win the fight. It's the hearts and the minds of the people that I am concerned about.
Fair.
So we're going to work on their PR while they do the fighting.
Sure.
So, Sam, enlarged person makes you, what, like 8 times your weight?
Yeah.
And the auto-grapnel's cord is only strong enough to pull 500 pounds? How does that affect the grapple?
See, the way I'm reading it, they're strong enough to hold up to 500 pounds of weight, like, at a free hanging kind of thing. But when it does a pull combat maneuver, it does a pull with a CMB of plus 16. It's kind of a weird thing. It's kind of just how much force it exerts is based on the dice, even though there's a set amount of force it exerts. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, it can pull a heavier object that weighs no more than 100 pounds back to the user at a speed of 20 feet. So, doesn't sound like pull's going to work too well.
That's true. It might not. I guess we'll have to see what happens.
I mean, granted, that's just my mundane auto-grapnel.
That's true.
We probably shouldn't antagonize him before we try to figure out ways to help Kira.
Antagonizing. We're just making sure we have all of our bases covered.
I'm just saying the cord's going to snap, the weapon's going to be useless, and then it's going to be fisticuffs against an enlarged greatsword.
Maybe.
That's fine. Anyway,
Oh, yeah. Can you cut the cord?
Oh, you can break the cord. I don't know if you can cut the cord.
Can I break the cord just by standing and being more than 500 pounds?
Probably not. It's a DC 32 strength check to break the cord.
yeah.
But last time on the show, we had some pep talks, we had some buffing, we had some emotional moments where the group really bonded. And then we had the beginning of the fight. And, Kira came out, did some glitter maneuvers. The crowd didn't like that at all. And Hellsguard came out and just kind of walked over menacingly, and the crowd seemed to like that. And then Kira hit Hellsguard with a hammer, and that seemed to work pretty well. Then Hellsguard impaled her with a spike. And that's it.
With a great sword.
Well, whatevs. That's where we are now. We are still in initiative. And Hellsguard's turn just happened. So we're sort of right before Kira's turn. Is there anything the very capable four are doing during this part of the fight?
Yeah, Asher was wondering if Hellskarg rolled that 20% mischance from Blur.
Oh, monster. It's been a week.
I'm remembering it way too late. There's so many things to remember.
Oh, there's so many buffs on your character.
It's been a week. I'm gonna say hands off the chess piece because it was a whole other episode.
Why are you afraid of
It
percentiles?
was still the most recent attack.
I will remember it next time.
We'll allow it.
All right. I'll see your invitation. So, what I would like to do, Sam, even though this is not outlined at all in the performance, I guess a little bit under the cheating rules. You know what? I would like to cheat, but I would like to cheat in a very specific way. Since it is a bluff or stealth check rolled against the perception of everybody there, I would like to use, ideally, my stealth to sneak over and swap some of the signs and signage that support this terrible autographnal wielding troll for our darling Kira. And I would love to roll an opposed stealth check versus your large crowd's perception check.
All right. Sounds like a plan to me.
Alrighty. That's...
My large crowd didn't roll great.
Well, it's actually a flat check for you.
Oh, versus DC of the crowd. Yeah, so it's not a roll for me.
Yeah.
So, I have a 19.
What's the base DC of the crowd?
0. The base DC is assumed to be 0, unless it's like a group of creatures that have a racial predisposition towards perception, because the 0 modifier is based off of like a core races that have no perception mods except for maybe like elves, I think. You know what I mean? It's based off of humans, so they assume it's a bunch of humans.
All right, well, it's not all humans, but it's not any large preponderance of sharp-eyed creatures, so you beat the DC of 16.
All right, just eking by with my 19, and I smash some of those fun banners and replace them with glittery four-fingered foam hands. These people are like looking down. They're like, wait, how did I get both a seating fee, an arena fee, and a Jimmy Fame fee on this ticket? And while they're doing that, I'm just like, people at home couldn't see my frenetic swapping motions, but it was really just for us. It's just for us. So that's what I'm doing.
Such
Sam.
good pantomime.
I was captivated.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what the result of that would be, but that is what I would like to contribute by cheating.
All right. Anything Vargas or Asher want to contribute? I think we'll do this as when you influence the crowd, we're going to sort of work in a bonus to any performance checks Kira makes to try to influence them.
I like that.
Provided you succeed, of course.
Then we will get there.
Just a curious, can I make this a knowledge local roll to kind of get the impression of, do we expect this fight to actually, like, can we get like, I guess, a vibe check of, do we think the bargains can actually be upheld? Would that have, or would that have been a sense motive at the time and not so much a knowledge local, I guess? Do exhibition fights that are supposed to go unconscious, like, does that normally play out that way? Sort of a knowledge local?
Yeah, you could do that for a knowledge local or a diplomacy to kind of gather information from the other people in the stands.
Ooh, yeah, that sounds like it. I'll just kind of listen in or kind of say, yada yada, how's this thing normally play out? Obviously, when Kira wins, are they going to be cool about it? Dirty 30.
Nice.
Wow.
A natural 19 diplomacy.
Nice. I think with a dirty 30, generally speaking, the crowd seems to be pretty confident that Hellscarg isn't going to break the rules. She's not going to kill someone in a non-lethal bout. Of course, there's always the chance of a mishap or a mistake somewhere, but it's probably not going to happen. Not that Hellscarg's ever lost, but you would think that whoever she's fighting against, and however they may be associated with you, we don't know, but whoever she's fighting against would be expected to keep up with the rules, and if they violated the rules, then there could be penalties.
Cool. Well, that's good to know. It's hard to think. It's almost like we're playing against the house.
It's weird. Yeah.
And they seem... You said, like... I know you said earlier that she's, like, the hometown favorite type thing. But, like, I feel like we kind of got the impression earlier in town that most people didn't super like the Lords of Rust. They just kind of were terrified of being killed by them, so they support them. Are we still getting that impression here, or do they actually seem to be rooting for her for reasons other than fear?
I just feel like, I don't know, we've supported tons of horrible professional athletes for many years just because they play for the place that we live. So I'm sure they do the same thing in a fantasy world. They're like, oh yeah, go get him.
Also, you've mostly been spending time with rival gangs, really. So these are people who are sort of predisposed to have bad feelings about the Lords of Rust in general, whereas the crowd here is probably largely Lords of Rust loyalists and neutral people who, I mean, maybe it's a combination of fear and actual enthusiasm. Maybe it's all fear. Who's to say?
Yeah, I was about to say, a little peek behind the curtain. Vargas has the lowest possible starting charisma, and several of his rolls are in the negatives, some of them almost to the double digits. So I don't think he's going to really attempt anything at the moment. Maybe down the line, if something the rest of the group does seems like it might need an aid another check for it or something, maybe he'll toss something in, but for right now I think he's just gonna keep watching the show.
Vargas, who famously bluffed about us dragging a robot through town, saying, "It's me,"
I'm under that blanket.
is one of my favorite scenes still in this podcast.
It is our I'm Umlo moment, but better, honestly. I like to think that it just broke the mind of the person that experienced that, or still to this day.
And that'll bring us back to Kira's turn.
Ooh, I'm going to start with 1 point of fast healing because I made notes.
You are currently grappled,
Yeah, okay, but I have 1 point of fast healing, so...
and you have a spike.
Right. None of this is helpful or encouraging, so I'm going to ignore that part. Do my
Point of
fast
order.
healing point.
On this, when Kira is grappled, it's not like normal grappled, right? Where like Kira can't use a two-handed weapon. She's not like relegated to a one-handed weapon because of the grappled state. I have no idea how like auto grapple is more like grab or something else.
I mean, I would say like there's not a distinction on the item, but yeah, it stands to reason that like you're not hindered in the same way. You still have both of your hands, so you can still use your sword.
That would be nightmarish.
Huh. Okay. Well, let's see. We are skeptical on her ability to pull. And I can still reach her. So unless someone frantically gestures with their eyebrows that I shouldn't, I feel like I'm just going to attack her again. Waiting for eyebrow gesturing.
Yeah. Well, she 5 foot step back, so I show her as 20 feet away, so you'd need to 5 foot step up and swing at her or switch weapons, if I'm reading that right. It is a comically large map.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so I will also, I'm going to 5 foot step up to her, and yeah, re-smash with a different die. Okay, that is a 12. I forgot to announce power attack, so we'll just turn that off. That's fine, and next time for sure.
Well, if you put it on at the beginning and you're like, I'm power attacking, you don't have to say it every round. I mean, it's not my game, but that's usually just kind of standard.
At this point, with your Furious Focus, I mean, there's no reason for you to ever not power attack until you get a second attack that'll always miss with your power attack.
Pop that back on. So, the 12 on the die plus... Cool. Okay, then 24.
All right, that does hit.
Great. 32. Is she dead?
Wow. She is not dead, but wow.
30 points. All right, great.
I hope she's not dead. I think we lose if you kill her.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, not dead, just
16
unconscious.
on 3d6 is beautiful.
Oh my god, that's so good.
Yeah, no, that was what, a 2 6s and a 4.
Wow.
It should be clarified that this is still non-lethal.
Yeah, no, obviously. It's a really gentle tap that does 32 points of damage.
Does that mean we've had to have been taking, both sides are taking that -4 on attacks?
Well, I think Sam said that he just evened it out, right? Because it's
we're kind of using the thing that I think Paizo did with Agents of Edgewatch is you can sort of come into all fights or a specific fight with the expectation that everything is non-lethal, and then you just kind of forego the penalties as a wash because otherwise it'd be no fun to have nobody ever hit anybody.
Cool. No, love that.
That's my turn.
All right. We're back to Hellskarg's turn. You know, she's knitting herself back together a little bit. And I think that, you know, you've really gotten her attention here. So what she's going to do is she's going to drop that auto-grapnel and take a 5-foot step towards you. And we're going to turn on power attack. Because, you know, she's mad. So we'll go for the bite first. It's not great. That's going to be a 15.
15 does not hit.
And we'll go for a claw. That is a 12.
Oh my god.
Also not great.
Is she on Soothe?
How about a 25 for the second claw?
25. Oh, no, because I'm raging and enlarged. So then we'll just do it. It would have been a 25 had I not been all of the other things. Go for it. That's fine.
All right. That is going to be 17 damage from the claw.
Ooh.
Non-lethal, of course.
Of course.
And, you know, she's right up in your face now, or at least kind of close to it, and bloody and grumpy looking, and a troll. And we're going to sort of proceed back to the rest of the very capable four. What's going on this round?
So I'm going to sneak up to Jimmy Fane. No, I'm kidding. I'm going to sneak up to kind of a high spot and do a banner drop that has Kira and Kingsley in a very, like, sympathy-inducing sort of, like, I can connect to this person, fireside, high-quality shot that we had made somewhere in between torches.
It's your senior photos.
It's true. It's her senior photo. Kingsley's inside the acoustic guitar. But yeah, so I'm gonna drop this incredible banner, and I'm gonna try to beat that DC again. Oh, I failed! I rolled a 1. I cheated and I failed.
Wow.
That actually is really terrible. But I got a bonus before, so these could maybe just even each other out.
Well, that is, failing like that is going to make all subsequent cheating +2 to DC.
That's fair. That's super fair. Brixby gets up there. He, like, tries to unroll the banner, and it is literally backwards. And it's just the other side that just says, you know, other side towards crowd.
FedEx.
Yeah, FedEx. It's just this FedEx ground. Yep. And also, while he's up there,
Everybody's like, get out of the way!
while he's up there, he's just like, Brixby! Oh, wait, I shouldn't have shouted my own name before doing this. That is the full-on Nat 1 experience.
Vargas or Asher, any sneaky contributions or otherwise?
Just a general perception check. Not something he's super great at, but just sort of eyeballing, making sure there's not that one guy holding a detonator who's looking all shifty. That sort of thing. There I'm like, he just can't feel comfortable in the Lords of Rust's, like, territory, essentially.
Pretty sure we're the only shifty people with detonators here at this point.
No, we give it back to Red
This
Tooth, although
juncture.
she is here. Don't worry, that 4, I don't think he could pick out anything in the crowd of hundreds.
Yeah, I mean, everybody here looks shifty for their own reasons.
Except Julie. What you see is what you get.
Yeah, I mean, she's very, very still, which is kind of unnerving in its own way.
Slowly blinks one eye, then the other, like 20 seconds apart, without moving any other part of her body.
Got a back in 5 minutes sign hanging around her neck.
Yeah, if he's not blocked out by all the crowd, he would be trying to just kind of mosey to get more like across from the fight through the crowd, to try and make his way through the stands. He doesn't like being this far apart.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of difficult terrain, but you can double move your way through.
Slowly be doing that.
Would you mind picking me up an ale and a large popcorn? It should only be about 30 gold pieces, from what I understand stadium pricing to be.
He can't hear you. Roll that 4 perception over the crowd.
Too busy eating a large popcorn and quaffing a beer as he walks away.
He's actually turned his hat upside down and it's filled with nachos. I don't know if this is going to wash out very well, but heck of a deal.
Is he still wearing the hat on his head, or is he holding the hat?
He's just holding it and eating nachos out of the inside of his hat.
Yeah.
Don't worry, he laid like a piece of like a wax paper down.
Oh, well, good.
Yeah, he's not a
On
monster.
the top of his head, not in.
Every time he puts his hat on, just these visual gags are just killing it. For the
I'm gonna love this.
All right, well, Kira is up.
All right, so we've got 1 point of healing damage. Did you see, like, I don't think I've ever described that before, but the tattoo she has on her left arm just glow a little bit and slightly less bruised. Very, very slightly less bruised. Which she is unaware of as she steps, I think, yeah, same thing. Worked pretty well last time. Let's take a 5-foot step back. Just shimmy. I think that was it. And then we'll swing again. Here we go. Power attack, raging, all the things. Oh, that's not great, but maybe still okay. That's a 16 to hit.
16 will not do it.
Yeah, I'm not feeling great about a 16. Okay, that's gonna be my turn.
Well, Hellskarg's looking energized. She thinks she's got you on the ropes. Takes a 5-foot step forward to press her advantage as she's knitting herself back together with her wonderful troll powers. And we'll start with a bite. That's a natural 19 for a 29.
Yeah, that'll hit.
All right. And let's see. That's no big deal. 16 damage.
16 damage. Okay, well,
16
that seems
damage.
aggressive.
And then she's going to do a claw. Just a little clawsy. That's a 27 to hit with the claw.
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
That'll be 14 damage.
Okay, I'm just gonna write all of these things down. 16.
Claw number 2. That's a cracked die. So that's going to miss.
20% mischance. Sorry,
Oh.
I was muted, and I said it like 3 times, and I'm like, what is going on?
Always forgetting something.
All right, 20% mischance on the bite we'll start with. That's a 56.
Okay.
And on the claw. That's only a 12, so the claw
Okay.
misses.
Oh my
Take
god,
that
great,
health
because
back.
yeah, that was gonna be a lot of
And the good news is she doesn't get a performance check now because she didn't hit multiple times.
Yeah, that's raw. She has iterative natural attacks. That's so bad.
yeah, that's not great.
All right, we are back to the rest of the party. Any sneaking and cheating and skullduggery?
You know, I haven't learned my lesson.
Oh, mercy.
So, same banner. He's going to try dropping at the right time this time. Let's go. Are you kidding me? What is going on with roll 20? This is 8, 1, and now 2. All right, so I guess, yep, I've just increased that
It's a rough
DC
night.
again to an impenetrable area at this point for most of us. Excellent.
That's gross.
So now it's a 20.
20.
Not that Asher would cheat,
I
but
have to roll a 9 or higher, and I have not managed to break. I had to roll a 5 or higher in the beginning, but
now Vargas just needs to roll a 28 or higher.
as long as you got a 30 on that die, clean 30.
Asher moves, double moves again, pushing his way through the crowd to try and be like across. Still not quite there, but he's just getting closer.
Making no friends in the crowd.
Yeah, they don't particularly care for us.
He does say, "Excuse me." Pardon me, excuse me. Yeah, very capable 4. Go Kira. Boo, Hellskarg. More like Lords of Crust.
I dropped the banner onto the only Dippin' Dots stand, which Dippin' Dots are immensely popular inside this hellscape because that's the only place where Dippin' Dots are ever popular. You're just like, God, this place is awful. Oh wait, look at that. Science ice cream. That's exactly what
I think Vargas is going to start just kind of casually moving in the opposite direction of Asher. So he's kind of moving through the stands counterclockwise as Asher goes clockwise.
I don't know what the phrase is for this, but I have enough anxiety about to share with you and Sam. That 14 would have taken Kira out.
Wow.
I know. But we've been hit like 3-4 times. One of them was really bad, but the others were decent.
Oh, no.
So now I'm frantically checking my math to make sure. Like, I can't possibly be at almost unconscious right now. That's not true.
You were at full health, right? At the start of the fight?
I was. Yep.
Yeah. And we forgot to make Sam roll that 20% on the claw that got through on the last round.
Yeah.
But, no. Oh, my God.
I have to kill her now, or this is all
Don't
going to go
kill.
downhill.
Just knock
Yeah.
out.
Just not kill. Right. Just a gentle killing.
Yeah.
Non-lethal murder.
All right, Kira. I'm giving Kira my last sky medal on this attack roll. I can't imagine a better use for it at this point. I'm sure I'll come up with some bad poetry in the future to get another one, but you got to spend them to make them, as they say.
They do say that.
So take it off the board. I'm giving it to this roll.
She is 10 feet away from me, isn't she?
Yeah.
I can't. Everything is very large, so I still could charge. It has to be 10 feet min, right?
Yeah.
Nope, that is... Well, it's a 9. Let's see. 9 to 11 plus 12. 23. And then, what, 4 from Zach? 27
total. That'll hit.
Oh, thank God. Same as last time. 32.
32 again.
Thank goodness.
She looks bloody.
How could she be bloodied?
Tired, but she's not falling down.
Well, you charged, so now you can do a swift action percom check if you want to, but we have to have minimum 1 sky medal on this roll, or there's... Because, Kira needs to hit a DC 23 check with a +5.
Yeah, I'll throw a sky medal for sure.
All right. I mean, if we're all in, I'll use my last one on that.
So we're stacking
so
them
let's do
again.
Sam's not going to let us triple down, so I will save mine for the next roll that needs one.
Okay.
One Goonicorn.
So +13?
Plus 13 total.
+13 in addition to whatever you roll, and we have to beat a 23. So you basically have to roll a 10 or higher. This is a coin flip. Oh my God.
That's an 11.
You did it.
Oh, thank God. This is the most stressed out I've ever been. It's like I'm taking my SATs.
You have
And that's the sound of a hostile crowd becoming unfriendly.
Being chill.
some people are like, "Whoa, that was a big hit. She might actually do this."
If she does not get hit again in the next 30 seconds. 6 seconds.
Nah, Hellscark's gonna rip her head off.
Non-lethally.
Yes, that's the non-lethal head ripping, please.
Well, we'll see.
Got that fast healing, though. So Kira got that 1 HP.
Repair a head. Yeah,
Grow
so
her
it's
head back.
slightly less dire. Very, very slightly.
All right. Well, you are face to face, toe to toe here. It is Hellscark's turn. She's continuously putting herself back together. She's gonna go for the bite. Power attack is on. That's gonna miss. Claw number 1. That's gonna miss. Claw number 2. Would you believe? 3 misses in a row.
Yes!
3, 4, 6 on the dice.
Oh my gosh. Okay, great. Whew.
All
Real
right.
tense music.
This is a big turn right here. This is the very capable 4, the very capable bystanders. Is there anything they can do to influence things in Kira's favor here?
I haven't learned my lesson. The only thing is I'm making it just harder for myself in the future. So at this point I have to roll a 9 or higher. I rolled a 10,
Nice.
giving me 1 above this. We didn't even plug in whatever. So when I do this, is this only applying for a round? Or would this apply to a future performance combat check? So I actually forgot to ask Kira to apply that from the last successful cheating.
Well, It'll basically apply to whatever her next check is. So the last cheating that succeeded no longer applies, but now you can get the bonus again, basically.
Okay, cool. I've got some cheating for you.
What does the cheating look like? You have to earn it a little bit.
I literally off the corpse of the Dippin' Dot daughter. I pull it up and I'm just like,
All right. Well, at least you just messed up the side that said Kinko's/office mix. So, crawl right back up here, and then here we go.
and then there is Kira in cool skirt over pants with an acoustic guitar in her lap, with Kingsley perched on a rock right nearby. That's what I envision this particular senior photo to look like. There are many.
There's a
That's just the
barrel
one I
of hay
selected.
somewhere.
Oh, totally. Yeah. No, I mean, Kingsley's got a little cowboy hat. There's a tiny bit of hay under him. Maybe looks like Kira's about to strum a little bit of that Beyonce song about her dad. You know how it goes. So that's exactly, and the photo just resonates. You can see the crowd just.
They are moved.
Well, I think now that it's got like blood and food and yogurt smeared on it, now you're speaking their language.
It's got this pointillist Dippin' Dots coloring.
Yes. Melted Dippin' Dot smears is the love language of Scrapwall. Everyone knows that.
It's basically yogurt.
A single tear comes to Dinvaya's eye. Anyone else interfering? You guys should continuing to circle around?
Yeah, Asher will move 25 feet east, a little bit south. Now he's pretty much, well, as across from them as he can get on this turn.
Vargas is going to double move and get as close as he can, which is about one more full movement away from being straight across from them.
Can I see them? I don't know if if that's a perception check or if I'm
Yeah, it's
necessarily
probably
paying attention.
It'd be a kind of tough perception check to pick them out in the crowd because they are pretty far away.
Sure.
I'd imagine you can see the banner that Brixby hung up
In a
more
encouraging
easily.
manner.
You could probably see Asher if he was a little bit taller, but
Ouch.
no tallest jokes.
He used to be.
I also just had it pointed out to me that moving through the stands is difficult terrain, so he's actually only about half as far as he would have been otherwise.
Alright, well, Hellscark wins automatically then. Alright, it is Kira's turn.
Okay, let's see. Can I, if I make a perception check and happen to see Asher, does not retract from my attack turn?
Right, that's free action.
Cool. No idea if this is gonna work, but we'll see. Oh, that's a 16 plus 9, 25.
Yeah, 25, you can see Asher.
Cool.
He's
She's only
eating
going to
nachos
use-
out of his hat currently, which gives you the shaken condition. I'm so sorry.
She feels once again encouraged, or at least enough to a 5-foot step in that direction, just in case. Which is still smooched right up against Hellsguard. And then same thing, just gonna keep doing this, and eventually something's gotta work. Probably that's a 2. 14. Oh no.
A 14 will not hit.
Cool. All right. Well, this was a fun game. Again, thank you all for your patience and understanding. I've really enjoyed playing with you. I'm gonna head to bed.
How will remember you?
Well, that takes us to Hellskarg's turn. Maybe her final turn. Power attack is on. Going for the bite. That is a 27.
Blur.
Blur.
Oh, blur. Blur. High is good for Hellskarg. That's a stupid 16.
Yes.
Saved by the blur. Claw number 1.
It's all right.
Claw number 1 is a 26. Rolling the blur without being reminded this time. That is a 61.
That's higher than 16.
And 13 damage.
2 damage? Okay. Let me just calculate this. Oh, no, 13 is fine. She's still up.
All right. So
Missed
second
this
claw.
one.
That is... Yeah, that's not going to hit. 17.
17 does not hit.
Ah, she's letting you stick around.
All right.
All right, we are at the bottom of round 6, I want to say. Any skullduggery?
I mean, I am always going to continue to cheat, but I'm trying to figure out what style of cheating. I'm just going to continue to try to stack bonuses for Kira. Considering things are real hard now, I think that Brixby's going to walk up and be like,
Oh, I heard that the troll is juicing. You know, like that bicyclist over in Absalom.
oh. And
Just
I fail
missed
again by 1. Yep. Can't roll. Literally can't roll in this game. So, yep, the DC has now become basically unreachable by anyone besides me with some luck. Oh, God.
It's 22 now.
Yep.
Don't worry, the fight will be over this round anyways.
Yeah, because Kira's gonna knock you out.
Literally no
Crit.
choice.
You haven't rolled a 13 yet, right? Keep in
I have
mind,
not rolled a 13.
No, she rolled a 12 once, and I was like, so close.
All right, well, it's Kira's turn.
Okay, gonna add back my 1 up to 4 HP now, so that's something. This is fine. No, because this time it's gonna work for sure, and this will all have not been terribly anticlimactic. That's an extra rage. Great. All right, same thing. Let's take a step back.
Sky Metal.
Sky Metal. Yeah, I love that. Love that for us. Oh wait, now you can't hit her. Can I hit her? Yes, I
Yep,
can. No, I'm
15.
tall. I'm good. Yeah, and I'm gonna Sky Metal this because
I was giving mine.
I'm also gonna use.
You don't
See
have
that
one
you
left.
have one.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot. Oh no. Yeah. Okay. So just.
This
Well,
is the
for anyone
second to
that's
last Sky Medal on the board.
You wanted us to spend them.
You know what? Can I toss mine in too? Or are we still allowed to double them?
I would save yours for the perf com.
Save it. All right.
Okay. Not great. 9 plus 12. What is that? 21 plus 25. Right? Is that
Not
doing
bad
that?
hits.
I think that hit before.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a big hit.
You just
All
got to
fives
roll
and sixes.
3 6s.
Nope, did not do that. But 6 plus 16, 22 points of damage.
22
Am I allowed to add
points.
my +4 to her damage?
No.
Do that. 26.
She looks so hurt. So very hurt.
And
Do
then
you see-
topples over.
Like the little glimmer, maybe, of respect in her eye, but
Oh, I am so dumb. You should have also been able to do a percon check when you drew first blood. Oh, I made
do we-
the chart.
Do we want to do that, though? It seems like those have gone mostly
yeah,
bad.
those didn't go well, though.
I know, but it always helps because if you can get past whatever she has, that still helps. The DCs get better and they're easier now. It's only like 18 instead of 23. Doesn't matter. I'm looking for anything to help right now. Maybe Sam will roll in that one.
That would be so great.
Well, she's taking a step up, and she's going for that power attack. And she's, of course, getting back some HP. Wouldn't want to forget that. That's going to be a 22 to hit. But we, of course, have to roll for the blur. 85.
Okay, yeah, 22 hits. Oh, this is bad. Okay, well, this was fun. This was a great time for all of us.
14 damage on the bite.
Yeah, 14 is plenty. Yeah, Kira's way down.
Down
Am I in
goes
trouble
Kira.
yet? No. It was a valiant effort, and now I'm going to go sit in my bed. You said 14 points.
Yeah, 14.
14 is So many points.
I mean, at least she didn't kill you. Like, I guess that is something
good.
positive.
Well, yeah, what happens when she falls? Does Hellskarg attack again like an evil liar? Or does she, raise her claws triumphantly? What's going on?
I believe Hellskarg throws both of her hands up in the air and roars triumphantly like, and the crowd goes wild, and Jimmy Fame goes, Jimmy Fame! Hey! We have a winner and still champion! Hellskarg!
Read the room, Jimmy.
This means all of us are going to have to engage in arena combat now. We have
Now
to
you're-
kill all of them.
And,
Oh, boy.
Yeah, Hellskarg is gonna just, like, walk away. Well, she will carefully extract her auto-grapnel from
Shake that
Kira.
loose.
But I believe you auto-stabilize, so you're okay.
It kills her.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
you don't get unstabilized in the first place because it's non-lethal.
Oh, also that.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
You just stop at 0.
You weren't dying, period. You were just unconscious.
Yay.
Just make sure you track that battery charge when she fired that auto-grapnel.
Oh, I've got it.
I just don't want it to, come back and bite us.
It's
And-
fine. This is going to make our final victory so much better.
Yeah, I feel like now I need to we need a rematch, or I, Izzy, will literally die.
Yeah, we need a rematch solid because, I mean, this has been... You got robbed on a bunch of those rolls. And I'm also sure that this has been built with like a challenge rating versus a party. So one-on-oneing you as like a level 5 character versus her was probably a big disadvantage to you. I want you to know that I, Zach the player, am still very proud of you.
I will feel less sad when I go to bed tonight.
Asher, the character, and Jeff, the player, are also both proud of
Well,
you.
now I'm going to cry.
I mean, from the vague stuff that Sam said, it sounds like you got her within like a hit or two of going down.
So close.
So that's still really freaking impressive for a one-on-one fight against, like what Zach said, somebody who's probably a level 5, a CR5 encounter.
We'd forgotten that, or hadn't forgotten that first blur. We could have done it, team. So close.
Yeah, there were, I think, 2 hits where we did not account for Blur, so she might have still been up, and you got her down to 11 hit points.
Oh my
Next hit.
god.
That would have been next. I have a
It
plus
would have
6.
been next hit.
Yeah, I mean, she was regenerating every turn, so, I mean, effectively, you did over 100 damage.
No, I mean, you did an excellent job. I mean, I don't know. At the end of the day, if this does make you feel better, like in particular, like, I don't think there's any way for like a non-performance oriented character to really win this, because even if you knocked her out, you would have lost performance combat.
Oh
which
my gosh.
sucks.
Performance combat is, yeah.
Which like totally sucks. Like, I mean,
Yeah,
you
but
would have.
I wouldn't really hold you to that, because, I mean, like, the terms of the fight outside of the Pathfinder rules of performance combat, the terms of the fight were to knockout or to submission, so...
Yeah, I didn't know what Scrapwall's game on that is, because normally percom rules are brutal. If you lose, even if you win the fight, but you lose the performance combat, if it is a certain style of environment, you've lost, which is crazy.
And I have to assume that being 15 adds some sort of plus 10 performance bonus, just not being dead.
We all know how well teenagers are when they're put on the spot and asked to perform. I mean, it's like
It's a
natural
series of
charisma.
TikToks.
High school musical. And Sun Metal, Asher could have cast, but last would have literally won
One
one
round.
round because of
Yeah.
his caster level. So
Yeah, I mean, I imagine as soon as we're allowed to, like, we all probably run out to Kira as quickly as we can, possibly taking Dinvaya with us to, like, heal and resuscitate her.
Yeah, I think as the fights come to an end and like the victor has been declared, Hellskarg just like straight up walks away because she doesn't really care, and she's climbing back up on her stage and hamming it up for the crowd, but nobody's going to stop you from heading in to be with Kira.
Well, as Asher lays a hand and rolls boxcars 12 on my 2d6 for the lay on hands.
I'll take it.
She should be able to rise to her feet on her own now.
So as Kira, is just sprawled on the ground, I guess. And Asher does this lay on hand. She'll sit up and pretty immediately realize what happened. She sees all of you, sits up, and is just immediately like, oh. Sorry. Also, hey, we should go.
Yeah, let's get out of here. No need to apologize, big stuff.
No, you did well.
You did amazing. Look at all that disgusting blood you spilt of hers out here. Let's leave this terrible dome.
And while you all are talking, a couple humans in armor with Hellian's holy symbol up on the front emerge from sort of the doors behind the stage, and one of them says, we need you to come with us.
We'll talk to her out here.
That's not how this works. You were going to speak to Kulgara if you won. You lost.
And all we agreed to was telling her what happened to Mayonda. I'm sorry, but we're tending to our mate. We'll meet you at the wings of this area, but we're not going to another location. One of ours is injured.
You can heal her up, but I'm going to have to insist that you step inside.
To what end?
You have to talk to the person that you've agreed to talk to.
Well, I see no reason why we couldn't dialogue in the wings, as my friend has suggested. I'll make a diplomacy roll. A dirty 20.
I'm afraid the specific individual you're going to be talking to isn't coming out here. You need to come inside to speak to him.
Him. All right.
Brixby looks back at the group with a little eye narrowing.
Him.
Then looks back at the two flunkies.
You good enough to walk, big stuff?
Kira nods.
Let's not keep him waiting, then. Lead the way, good looking.
He says to both of them, letting them figure out which one of them is the better looking.
Mind games.
Well, clearly they're tied as they have the same icon.
Is it Malachi or Hellion, I wonder?
This way, please. And they'll lead the way into the back here.
And Kira's probably shrunk back down by this point. I feel like it's probably been 5 minutes of us healing her and everything.
Yeah, I was like, it's too large to fit through the door.
Normal size arms and everything. And they'll lead the way down a series of stairwells that kind of wrap around. And then they'll stop at this sort of back hallway where there's hanging on the wall just a flat sheet of glass hanging up on the back wall. They'll say, wait here. Hellion will be with you shortly. And then these two, they walk away. So you've got a closed door in front of you, and behind you, just a glass panel on the wall. And you're alone back here. After several seconds of silence, there's a hiss of static on that screen. And after a second of the sort of a wrathful, demonic face appears on the screen. The huge teeth, glowing red, wrathful eyes, and ram's horns attached to just a monstrous visage. And the head is larger than life as it's on a screen that is quite wide, is staring down at all of you. And it says, "Visitors, how unusual. Know, apes, that you now stand in the presence of Hellion. You must bow before your new god, me. Accept me and kneel, and I shall suffer your presence. Deny me the obedience I deserve, and you shall be punished.
Asher will just sort of smile at the screen and say, "I don't believe I'm in the presence quite yet of anybody, merely their image. Should you seek obedience on our worship, then please present yourself to us, as they say, in the flesh. I will not kneel before an image on a screen."
Anyone else say anything?
I was actually going to ask to roll a knowledge check. If there's any sort
Yeah.
of knowledge I can roll.
All right, you
Same.
take a split second to roll knowledge planes here.
So 26 for Brixbo with a 7 on the, 17 on the die.
That's better than me. Even though I have a +8 to planes, I only rolled a 4 for a 12.
Anything I could roll on the screen itself, like an engineering, to see if I can get an idea of what's going on, or would I need to study that for longer?
I mean, you could roll an engineering for a quick impression of it. I will say Vargas has no idea what he's looking at. Brixby with a 26 can't place any recognizable demon or devil in this face. Whatever it is, it has to be some kind of unique fiend. It's just something totally unto himself.
26 on the engineering as well. Quick impression-wise, does Asher get the impression, like, this is just showing us on the other side of this wall, or this is someone from a totally different plane?
With a 26, you'd say, I mean, it's impossible to know where this is coming from. Like, obviously, it seems to be able to see and hear you, and obviously you can see and hear it, but there's no way to know, really.
Is it like photorealistic, or does it look like a bad 90s like video game cutscene type thing?
You are looking at it's in 4K or maybe even 8K. This is realer than real life. This screen, it's beautiful.
I'm still 100% on this being some old Androfan guy like pulling levers in a room somewhere. That's why I'm wondering if it looks like it's just like a 3D face rig or something.
I don't know if Kira's quite as anything really. I think she's still a little just dazed, but does recognize this as, to some degree, the whatever it is that's endangered her hometown. And so we'll just real quietly say, if you're a god who wants us to kneel, why didn't you do this outside? Why did we have to come see you?
And, by way of answering your questions and your statements, I'm going to ask all of you to make a will save as a cloying miasma of cold, greasy darkness bursts out from seemingly everywhere at once and envelops all of you.
Is this a spell or spell-like ability, Sam?
It is a spell or spell-like ability.
Ooh.
Nat freaking 20.
Nice.
Same.
Oh.
Okay.
Really par for bricks. I rolled a 3 on the die for a 10.
Okay.
Yikes. Let's say 14 plus 4 for 18 for Kira.
Everybody passes but Brixby. That's good news, and I've got further good news for you. Who here is not good? Is anyone evil? Any evil characters in the audience?
No.
For the folks at home, for the not good, Zach
We
and I
didn't see you
raised
raise your
our hands because
hand.
we both have neutral characters.
All right. We got 2 neutral characters, so they will take half damage. 2 good characters. So Vargas is going to take a quarter damage, basically. And Brixby will take half damage. And Kira and Asher both take half damage.
And we did hand wave the healing, right? I'm good.
I believe so.
Where did we stand on that?
Didn't I assumed we did because, like, when Sam said you could heal her up first or whatever, I assuming that at that point we just we're like, okay, we're doing the rest
And
of the healing.
Denvaya was there, so she could have
Yeah.
cured.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you got healed up. So this is 17 damage is the whole amount. So 8 damage to everyone but Vargas, who takes 4, as an unholy blight bursts from seemingly everywhere at once and envelops all of you. And then Hellion says, "You do not ask questions of a god. When I demand that you kneel, you will kneel.
You're claiming to be a god, and that's really the most you can do? What do you have, 2 more of those a day?
Yeah, if we just step outside, does this stuff still hurt us, or?
Listen to me, Hellion. This is Galarian. Gods have walked, fought, and died amongst men. This means nothing that you claim divinity. A god is nothing but their clergy on earth, and all I have seen is weakness, vileness, and defeat at every thrall, at every supplicant, at every flunky that bears your symbol. So if you want to try a couple tricks to get me to kneel, I'll need a better view of your divinity from here, because all I see is a flat face on a flat screen.
Brixby's mad.
And he smiles. he smiles and goes, "You're bold, apes and mice or mouse." Mice,
I feel
mouse
seen.
would.
Brixby calms down.
I believe you made an agreement that you would tell me what happened to my servant Meanda if you lost. And I believe that your champion lost just moments ago.
Briggs is going to turn back to the group and be like,
Can I? Or does someone else want the pleasure?
I think Vargas is... Actually, you know what? No, he's going to nod to you.
I mean, Asher, you've got an interesting keepsake that I could either hold to tell this story, or since you've got it, it's up to you if you'd like to break the news to our divine friend.
Did we agree to speak to Colgara or to Hellscar? No, we never said, like, we'll go talk to Hellion.
I think this is fun.
Yeah, me too. I'm just like, liar. Sure. So Asher's gonna just kind of chuckle and say, "What, you don't know, Hellion? You didn't observe from behind the screen all of the goings on. You can't see Meanda from there with your divine eye? Oh, well, if you're wanting to know what happened to her," and he'll draw the Inferno pistol and just kind of spin it on his finger and say, "The power that she gained from you was nothing against us. You sent her to do a job and she failed against us apes and mice. And yet the best you can do is send a little cloud our way and say we should kneel when your own clerics were pitiful. I tire of this game, personally. So our champion lost in a duel. That proves nothing except for Hellskarg's a good fighter. Good. Hooray. The Lords of Rust came into Scrapwall, and they have done nothing but disorder and chaos. I believe you've overstayed your welcome."
Shoot the grapnel hook into the screen.
My friend is right. All I see is a bully sitting at the top of a playground. Sure, we didn't climb your jungle gym, but we're here now. So how don't you come down and see us? Get out from behind that screen. Prove your divinity was something other than a magic trick. Or at least do us the decency of thinning your herd out a bit more. See, my gang doesn't really like to play by the rules of showy combat. That's for braggarts. That's for losers. You want to see what we can do? What we did to your flock?
So he points back to the Inferno pistol.
This useless weapon that we carry is a reminder of how easy it is to defeat the forces of Hellion. We don't even use it. We don't deign to waste the resources. But it's good for morale.
And then he's going to change it over to I don't know, whatever else is on the channel at this point. I'm sure that if it's like a Roku TV, and they've got, like,
HGTV.
Hulu or something.
Pulls the remote out of his pocket.
I mean, things are a little stressful, so I usually put on Great British Baking Show. But I mean, I could settle for Fast Five.
Absalom's Got Talent.
Well, it's weird that like every channel, like you switch to one and it's Saved by the Bell, but Zach Morris is Hellion. And then you switch it again.
I Love Lucy, and they're both Hellion.
Yep.
It's just Hellion in
new
Spanish,
media
Hellion in French.
In that Gaiman book.
And then it's Jeopardy, but Hellion's hosting. It's just terrible. But
No one could replace Trebek.
Hellion seems to think about this for a minute. And then he says, I have heard more impudence from the four of you in just a moment's time than ever before. The true faithful will rise up and cleanse the skin from your bones. And then he disappears as the screen goes dark, and I'm going to need a will save from everyone again.
Is it another spell or spell-like ability?
It is!
All right. Let's try it again. It's a 19 from Brixbo.
Ooh. 18 on the dice for a 26.
Again, exact same number as Jet. 18 on the die for a 23.
Well, that's a 1. And I seem... Oh, it's because I unchecked Rage. So, yeah, that other one probably should have been lower, too. Although not under an 18. 5. 5 for this one. 5 total. 5. That's a 5. Tonight is going so well.
Well, most of you are fine, but Kira, who has had a rough little while, is now confused.
Oh, no.
So I'm going to just need a quick D100 roll from Izzy.
Good thing I've got all of these dice ready. 54.
You deal 1d8 points of damage plus your strength modifier as you hit yourself in the face with whatever is in your hand.
Great.
A scorpion.
Yeah, do I have anything in my hand? No.
That could just be a punch in your own face.
Yeah, it seems like a punch.
Can I roll a spellcraft?
Sure.
All right, because I think that my boy Ashlord, depending on what he prepared today, 15 in total. 5 off the die.
I don't think that's enough to identify.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so.
Yeah.
If it's like a 3rd level spell or something like that, it's definitely not enough. Regardless, I don't know if you did prepare protection from evil, but there's one thing that is going to provide any sort of reroll or consolation for our mentally broken friend. It's going to be that.
Yeah, maybe Dunvaya, but that one spell a day was lucky number.
Forgot about that. Oh boy. Well,
and Dinvaya is conspicuously absent at this point.
She was definitely still in the ring.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm assuming she probably wasn't invited back with the rest of us.
So, I mean, this is 6 seconds. You got 6 seconds to do something before
I'm still doing math.
Kira has to hit herself again.
If we hadn't healed her back up to full, Vargas would just start punching her for non-lethal, but it's going to take a while.
It's like, do I just blind her? But then she's permanently blind. I feel like that's probably a bad decision.
Seems like an aggressive
I mean, I'm
choice.
sure Dinvaya can do remove blindness, deafness.
I guess that helps. But yeah, no, at this point, unfortunately, Kira is out of the realm of effect for color spray, really. She might be stunned for like a round.
I was assuming we might fight a troll, so I can do touch of combustion or corrosive touch, but I feel like neither one of those would help this situation.
Yeah, I mean, I can make us all invisible so she doesn't hit us over a series of 3 rounds, but like that's about it.
I mean, she has a better chance of withstanding anything she does than most of you do.
Yeah, no, I mean, really the key is to get I mean, if we can identify what's going on with her, which we haven't. I didn't roll a spell check, and unless someone rolls like a heal or something, Like, there's no way we know that she's actually confused.
Just say, I'm confused.
Because we just watch her hit herself, and we're just like, oh, come on, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah, would like either a knowledge religion or a spellcraft or something something?
Would have been a spellcraft.
Ooh, that's only an 8 on the die. That is a 16. Is that enough?
I don't believe so, no.
Then Vargas, I think, is actually just going to back away. He can get 30 feet down these stairs in 6 seconds. He just doesn't want to get punched.
No, that's fair.
And he'll call out, "Give her space! There's something wrong!"
And one of those acolytes of Hellion is still standing there, kind of blocking the stairway.
Okay. I mean, we just have to get him closer to her than the rest of us, and then we can see what happens. But I got a bluff check here for, I'm going to speak to that gentleman down the hall.
Excuse me. There's a problem with the screen up here. There's an issue, and we were trying to communicate with Hellion, and I need you to come and look at it right now.
I'm going to roll a bluff check against this probably willful individual down the hall to try to get him to come up here and closer to Kira. There's a nat 20 on the die for a 28.
Nice.
Wow. Now, I will say that's kind of an implausible...
Technology is very complicated. Screens go off all the time.
But I think with a nat 20, which one were you talking to? The one by Vargas?
Yeah, the one by Vargas.
Yeah, he's going to say, get out of the way. And do his 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 feet of movement. And he'll stop there, seeing the screen is off, and say, what's going on here?
He was continuing to talk, and then it just shut off. Could you turn it back on? I think he had more to say. I really don't want to make him angry, do you?
Anything Asher's going to do in this sort of 6-second burst?
Yeah, he'll back up a little bit and say, yes, he was very insistent on our obedience. We certainly wouldn't want to walk away before he was allowed to finish. And I'll bluff myself, as in also not try to lie to myself. It's only a 17 total.
Okay, and now I'm going to need one more D100 roll before we call it a night here from Kira.
That's a 69.
Nice.
Yeah, that's all I have. This is all I have.
Punch yourself again.
Let's see, 1d8 plus strength. Well, okay, for 8 points of damage. This is
If
going
only you were raging, you could have a mischance on yourself.
I was going to say, I was like, Blur.
And you'd be healing the damage to
And I'd be
yourself.
healing, yeah.
But I think with Kira confused and the minions of Hellion around you, the true forces coming to cleanse your skin from your bones, I think I'm going to bed.
Good night, Sam.
Nice, Sam.
That was cute.
Against the machine. Against the machine.
Hot Against the Machine is property of its creators, all rights reserved. Pathfinder and the Iron Gods Adventure Path are properties of Paizo Publishing. Please visit them at paizo.com for more information. Theme Against the Machine, written and performed by our own Zach. Please consult the show notes for additional music and sound effect licensing information.
So exciting.
Is
Oh,
it?
Oh.
Yep.
I don't know why I'm pointing like you guys can see which person.
Oh, we know exactly what camera you're looking at.
I'm not in together
Have you
mode.
all just not heard anything I've said the whole
Yeah,
time?
you only just
Nope.
started talking.
Yeah. I mean, all of last episode, everything.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
I just thought you were going for the like stoic, way of the peaceful warrior.
I have like 10 minutes of me talking to no one. Oh, that makes so much more
Leave it
sense.
all
Like,
in.
wow,
Leave it
everyone's
all
being
in.
super disrespectful today. No, you just.
Oh no, we had no. I didn't have the screens up, so I didn't know you were talking at all.
Oh man. Okay. Well, hey, Sam, and we'll just circle back on all of the other jokes that I missed. Wow. This is off to a great start
If
again.
you could just run through the last 10 minutes of jokes that we all missed.
I'm pretty sure most of it was like about. I don't know enough about Philadelphia or Insane Clown Posse. Was that this episode?
I brought a lot of culture